main. And Mewtwo's coming in right now. Those Mewtwo's are going to do absolutely nothing versus those Hydras. BigSnuggles is not pulling probes. BigSnuggles still has Zerglings. It looks like rallying outside of his base for some reason, even though his lair and his drones and his production structures are getting taken down very quickly. Nice play by Shotgun right here. Very impressive move. He sacrificed his X-Mode. It looks like he's probably going to win the game because of this, because BigSnuggles is not mining at all. He is floating a lot of minerals, and he's got plenty of larvae, though. So he's going to be able to drum back up very quickly. BigSnuggles is coming in with a little bit of harass, trying to snipe some of these overlords. It looks like those Mewtwo's are just going to get taken down by the Hydras again. They're so squishy, and Hydras are so powerful in this game right now. Shotgun is not letting up on BigSnuggles, which is absolutely the right idea. And he's going to do a whole bunch of damage to this lair right now. Lair's going down. Hydras are taking out that last Mewtwo very quickly. Once this lair goes down, BigSnuggles will be in kind of a tight spot, because if the lair and the spire go down, he won't have any anti-air, and BigSnuggles can get absolutely decimated if Shotgun decides to go Mewtwo from that point. More Mewtwo's coming out for BigSnuggles. They're not going to do anything against those Hydras, just sitting right there on the larva. The Broodlings are doing a very large amount of damage. Broodlings are kind of an interesting unit, in that attacking a Zerg's base often ends up costing you units just because they come out and they kill your Immortals or your Hydras or whatever. They're kind of really annoying to slower ground units that can't kite. And look at this Roach just get taken down by Broodlings right there, and it looks like a Hydra might go down too. Nope, I speak incorrectly. BigSnuggles is beginning to establish this gold mineral base, but it's probably curtains for him. Shoddy has more than enough forces to wipe out all his tech buildings, and BigSnuggles can't produce any combat units, so yeah, no pool growing up for him. He is coming up with a Queen. I'm not really sure how much damage one Queen is going to do against all of those Roaches and Hydras, but there's not a lot that he can do with those drones and that Queen. Now this network's still up for Shotgun, which means that he's got amazing mobility. As soon as he figures out that BigSnuggles is expanded here, pool coming up for BigSnuggles again. Looks like he's going to try to macro up and get in the game. He's down several drones. If we tab over to the income tab, it looks like we are at 19 harvesters versus 7. Those 7 harvesters are in gold mineral patches, so they're about half again as effective. So they're probably the equivalent of about 19, or I'm sorry, 11, not 19. I'm just reading the number. So they're probably the equivalent of about 11 harvesters on a normal field, but still, that's nowhere near enough income, and he has no combat units. Shotgun is starting out with a very large army advantage as it stands right here. Upgrades are not up on these Hydras yet, which is interesting. And he doesn't have the range upgrade either. So, it's kind of interesting. Normally you see Zerg players go for a range upgrade relatively early, and the attack upgrade at about 50 food. That is where I'm going to come up for Shotgun right here so that he can reinforce a bit more easily, and he's just going to clean up these Lings with that Roach Hydra force and just A-move into that Queen, and there's nothing that Queen can do. BigSnuggles' final hatchery is going down, and it looks like this is definitely going to be GG. Those Lings are not going to be able to do anything to that massive Hydralisks, especially if they die when they're still eggs. Broodlings coming out. Broodlings are massively going to, again, increase the effectiveness of these remaining drones for BigSnuggles. BigSnuggles is not GGing for some reason, despite the fact that he must have a hatchery somewhere. Oh my gosh, he has a hatchery, and I didn't even notice. BigSnuggles has a hatchery at Shoddy's 3rd? I think that's his 3rd. It might be like his I mean, I suppose you could consider the gold minerals right here to be his 3rd. BigSnuggles, still though, has a hatchery very close to Shotgun's base. Shotgun is doing a little bit of trash talking right now. I'm surprised he hasn't got an overload speed and just scouted the entire map. It looks like Shotgun's economy actually isn't that great. He is massively wiping out his opponent, so I'm not really in any sort of a position to complain here. But still, if I was up this far ahead, I would have tried to get an expansion of some sort up just to make sure that my opponent wasn't doing any antics. I know I've played a few too many games where I've been massively crushing somebody and then they tech something weird, and my one base isn't enough to deal with their harass. I doubt that we're going to see that kind of a comeback right here. BigSnuggles just has a single hatchery up. He's got plenty of minerals so he can draw it up, but he has no structures that will allow him to produce any sort of combat units from this hatchery, so it's going to be impossible for him to defend. It's just a matter of time until Shoddy finds it. And it's a question of how long. These Hydras are pretty slow, so they're not going to scout very well. It does look like Shoddy is expanding twice, both to his natural and the gold minerals right here, which is going to give him a really nice, a really massive resource advantage over his 3-drone opponent. 3-drone, 1 hatchery. And Shoddy has finally came up with a scout on this Nexus, so he can just drop a Nidoswarm there anytime and poop out Hydras. It looks like he's going to take his time and and just walk him over though, which is perfectly fine. I mean, 4 hiders versus a completely undefended hatchery is fine, whether you get the hiders there immediately or after a little bit. It does look like BigSnuggles is trying to sneak in an extra hatchery right here, but that's going to be within vision range of Shuddy's natural right there. And he doesn't have enough enough minerals, to rebuild another one. And this hatchery is going to get taken down before he has enough. He does have enough right now. He could rebuild a hatchery if he wanted to, just to be super annoying right here. BigSnuggles is leaving the game no GG. And very good game to both players. Thank you for submitting me that replay. Again, Shuddy B. You are my favoritist dude ever. Be sure to subscribe and tune in for more commentary videos coming out, in which hopefully I will improve and be even more awesome than I am right now, if that's possible.